Hi, welcome back to another Heather Mac Reacts. Today we're going through a couple Am I the A-hole stories with updates. And if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe because I post 5 times a week, every single week. And at least a couple of those videos you get to see these cute little puppies. Just for the boops. If you're ready, we're ready. Let's get into this first. Am I the a-hole story? Am I the a-hole for not changing our wedding rule for my future sister-in-law? Reddit says you're not the a-hole. I don't like the sound of wedding rules. Like, how crazy are we getting here? But let's read the story and find out. My fiance, 36 male, and I, 34 female, are getting married in 3 weeks, and for the most part, planning has been simple and easy. We're having a small-ish wedding in a local hotel with 50 guests. Everything is being held on site. The ceremony, the dinner, the reception are all taking place in one hotel. My fiance and I decided early on that we wanted the reception to be child-free. Children are welcome at the ceremony and the early dinner we're having, but not for the party afterwards. I myself have a 10-year-old son who will be there for the ceremony and meal, but not the reception. Perfectly freaking reasonable in our opinion. The issue is with my fiance's sister, Lisa, 38 female. She has a daughter, Chloe, 11 female, and has started insisting that Chloe be at the reception. Lisa is the only girl in a family of 5 children, and due to this, she has rarely been told no, even into adulthood. Oh, one of those. Sorry, Lisa. She's also the oldest. Like, she's older than the fiance, so that must mean, no, I mean, she doesn't have to be the oldest, but she's not the youngest, so she's really gonna act like a brat her whole fucking life. Stellar. My fiance and I have been firm on the stance that no children would be allowed on the reception, and she is fully aware of the on-site childcare. We have booked a separate room in the hotel, especially for this purpose. However, she is adamant that Chloe stay with her. Why don't you go stay with Chloe then? You can go help babysit if you're really cannot be separated from your 11-year-old. Listen, I love my kids. Even if I'm gone for like a couple hours, I'm like, oh, I miss them. I want to get home and see them, and I don't want to spend any more time away from them. I've had the time. I'm done with the time. Now I just want to be with them. I understand that, but they're also 5 and 1, not 11, and also a couple hours I can do, and so can you, Lisa. If it was just me and my fiance, it wouldn't be too much of a big deal. We can handle her. However, she has begun hounding my future mother-in-law, whom I get on really well with, and has even begun messaging my mother on Facebook to try and get them to convince the two of us to let Chloe be at the reception. Talk about relentless. This is not okay with me or my fiance. Neither one of our mothers are in the best of health and they don't need the stress. She either doesn't realize or doesn't care that if we allow her daughter to attend the reception, we have to allow all the children to attend, and we wanted to allow the parents to have a fun time in the evening. Even my son isn't going to be at the reception. I mean, that should say all of it. You think you're more special than the bride and groom's son? I really like, no, you're not. Or maybe it's just the bride's son. It doesn't really matter. You're not more important than the bride's son. Your daughter is not more important than the bride's son. You just need to get a grip. And if you can't be away from your Chloe, then stay with your Chloe and toodaloo. We don't see them often. However, last Sunday we were all at my future in-laws for lunch, and so the kids could see each other, and she decided to bring it up. She decided it would be a good idea to try and corner me in the kitchen to try and change my mind. Once again, I reiterated that there would be no children at the reception, and well, this didn't go down well. Yo, shut up, Lisa, bitch. I swear she was close to throwing a grown-up tantrum. I've never seen anything like this before. I just told her that the little ones in the other room were better behaved than she was and to grow the hell up, and walked around her back to the others. Her tantrum didn't stop. Can you imagine being a 38-year-old woman and literally throwing a fucking fit over something so inconsequential? Like, listen, I'm a grown-ass woman. I know how to throw a fit for, like, the right cause. But so that my 11-year-old can attend a child-free portion of a wedding, that's not the hill I'm choosing to die on. After the scene, my future mother-in-law asked if we would be willing to bend the rules we have for the reception for Lisa, but the two of us were still firm on the no. Usually I would just stick it out and not care, and if she hadn't started getting other family members involved, but now that she has, it's beginning to stress me out. I don't think that we're being unreasonable with our request for no children at the reception, but I don't know if I can handle this for another 3 weeks. Am I the a-hole for sticking to our child-free reception rule? No, absolutely not. Fuck Lisa. Lisa can kiss your whole freaking ass. It's not her wedding. It's not her choice. Why does she need her 11-year-old to not just... It's not like you have to spend a whole day without her. You have to spend a party without her. Send her to bed. Give them a movie and some popcorn and some movie theater candies and let them watch a movie. They're not going to want to be there anyway. They're going to get bored. They're not going to want to be there. Lisa, you're a brat. It's time that you finally heard the word no. Let's see what the comments say. Dear Lisa, it sounds like you're having a hard time deciding whether to come to the wedding or be with Chloe. Please, if this is difficult, do not feel compelled to attend. It sounds harsh, but that's all you can do. It's one or the other, not both. Not the a-hole, but you'd be an A to your kid if you allowed Chloe to attend. 110%. Next says this, offer her a choice and let her decide. I don't know if y'all have been around for a little while, but like when my son was in like the 3s and 4s, he definitely was pushing back a lot against the rules and the expectations and what he was told to do. And the mom hack is you get a choice. You can do what I want you to do, or you can have a consequence for not doing what I want you to do. If you don't want to do them, you can have the choice to go sit in a timeout and cool off, and maybe we'll try again in a couple of minutes, and then you can make another choice. You can either, again, do what I asked, or you can sit again in a timeout. And usually only takes about one timeout to get them to make the right choice. But that's what it's about, is that these little kids and big kids really just want to feel like they're in control. And so you have to give them a little bit of that control back. You don't have to wash your hands after you go potty, but you're going to be sitting in timeout until you do. So no, you don't have to wash your hands right now, but you do have to sit there on that stool for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, however, I go by age. Super Nanny taught me that. You will sit there for an appropriate amount of time for your age, and then we will try again. Would you like to wash your hands, or would you like to sit in timeout again? I bet you'd just rather wash your hands. And maybe a little bit of frustration, maybe a little bit of muss, but you know what? We get there in the end. That is the kind of kid gloves you're going to have to put on for Lisa, obviously. Offer the two options with empathy. Sounds like choosing to spend quality time with your daughter is very important to you. You will be missed at the reception. Or, sounds like doing an independent activity without your daughter is hard. We appreciate you taking the time to attend the reception while she is playing with the other children. Do not let her bully you in any way. Remind her to have a backup plan because she will crash the reception with her daughter. You may want to put someone in charge of escorting her out and let her know this ahead of time. That if she decides to come anyway with her daughter, then you will have her escorted out and she will not be allowed to return. May you have a beautiful day. I agree. Now, lucky us, we get to see the outcome of this. Let's get on to the update. We got married last Saturday and everything went perfectly. Everyone and everything was where it was supposed to be, when it was supposed to be, and if there were any issues, I didn't hear about it. My older sister arrived a week and a half before the wedding, and she's like a miniature tornado when she gets going. She firmly told me not to worry about Lisa and that she would deal with her. I had no doubt about that. Lisa brought up Chloe coming to the reception once again the day after I posted, and my husband, I love seeing that. And I told her that if she tried to bring Chloe in, the both of them would be removed. We didn't hear anything more from Lisa following that instance. Few people wondered what Chloe thought about it, and she told us that she thinks adults are boring and she'd rather spend time with her cousins and other kids, so there's that. When my older brother turned up a few days before the wedding, all of them were laughing about how my sister was doing her guard dog routine with Lisa and wasn't letting her anywhere near either of us or our mothers. My sister is tiny, 4'11", and petite, but a powerhouse behind it. It turned out that my sister was the one keeping her at bay, and you can bet she got a very large bottle of wine and things. For my husband and I, the day was as close to perfect as we could get. We only found out 2 days later that Lisa had tried to sneak Chloe into the reception and had been intercepted by all of my siblings. I have 6, well before reaching the hall, and had been told that she could either send Chloe upstairs with the other kids or they could both leave the event completely. Knowing it would make her look bad and she'd never hear the end of it from her family, Lisa sent Chloe upstairs and has been sulking ever since. Why though? Chloe doesn't even want to be there. What is wrong with you? She literally just cannot hear the word no. Cannot be told no. It is festering inside of her. Girl, that is some serious fucking shit that you need to work out in therapy because you're sick. There have been a few passive-aggressive Facebook posts, which no one seems to care about, but that's about it. So, no epic temper tantrum, no forceful removals of irate sisters, just some words from my terrifying sister, and that was that. Everyone had a good time, and when we went to check on them later, all the kids were passed out in positions. They gave me aches and pains just from looking at them, so we know they had fun. I want to thank everyone again for their insight. It was very helpful and set me at ease that we weren't in the wrong for sticking with our rule. Nope, absolutely not in the wrong. Not fucking surprised that Lisa tried to sneak Chloe in any goddamn way. Freaking shiesty bitch. But so glad your pit bull of a sister was there and the rest of the 5 siblings freaking backed her up and got that bitch out of there. That was a lovely ending to a wedding Am I the A-hole story. Not the type of updates we normally get, but let's see what the comments say. Nice to see a good update. I have a feeling that Lisa will be a thorn in your side for a long time to come, and setting up hard boundaries with her is a must. Without those, she'd be happy to walk all over you and your husband. Next says, personally, I'm more concerned about Chloe. She's 11 and she sounds already exhausted by her mother's nonsense. Next says she's probably more mature than her mother already. And last says, I feel like when you have kids of super immature parents, they grow up to be either mini-me's of their parents or recognize that the parent will never be an adult and end up being more mature to minimize drama. Yep, and I've seen the pendulum swing both ways. I would like to know what you all thought about that story in the comments, and let's get on to the next one. This says, am I the a-hole for telling my wife her parents are not allowed to ever watch our son again? I'm gonna just whip out this bad Larry real quick because them's fighting words. Reddit says he's not the a-hole, but let's see what we think. My wife and I have a 2-year-old son and have been married for 4 years. Our anniversary was a month ago and we found a nice secluded cabin on Airbnb and rented it out for a long weekend getaway. My wife asked her parents if they would be willing to watch our son, and they agreed as long as we dropped him off at their house. That worked for us since it was on our way anyway. I was raised Lutheran and my wife was raised Catholic, but neither of us currently go to church and have not had our son baptized. My mother-in-law knows this and hates it. She thinks our son needs to be baptized or he will burn in hell. She's that kind of Catholic. Actually, that's all Catholics. So, if you are Catholic, if you follow the Catholic religion, you do believe that if you don't get baptized, you will not go to heaven. I think they go to purgatory, actually, not hell. So she's a dumb Catholic. So we go on our trip, and when we pick up our son and ask how the weekend went, mother-in-law says everything went fine and that she has saved my son's soul from the devil. I asked her what she meant, and she says she had our son baptized that morning at her church. I tried my best to keep my cool so I didn't scream at mother-in-law in front of my son, but I pretty much grabbed my son and left. On the car ride home, I was fuming and told my wife as calmly as I could that this would be the last time her parents have our son unsupervised. She tried to downplay what her mom had done, but I told her we need to wait until we get home to talk about it because I'm not fighting in front of my kid. Are you kidding me? The fucking gall to take your 2-year-old grandson and be like, time to baptize him, even though the parents said no. Oh, my Lanta, I would be probably have screamed in front of the kid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that big of a person. When we got home and had a chance to talk about it, things got heated. I told my wife I no longer trust her parents with our son, and that if they did something like this behind our backs, I can't trust them to respect our wishes as parents in the future. I said this was a huge breach of trust, and I will forever look at her mom differently. She continued to try to defend her mom, saying that she was only doing what she thought was best for her grandson. Behind your back, dummy. She even downplayed it by saying that it's just a little water and a few words, and we don't go to church anyway, so what does it matter? I told her that under no circumstances will I allow her parents to watch our son by themselves again. I said that we can still let them see their grandson, but only if we are present. I also said that if she doesn't see what the big deal is with this situation, that maybe we aren't on the same page as parents, and maybe we need to see a counselor. She started crying and saying that this isn't the kind of decision I get to make on my own, and I'm an a-hole for trying to tell her what kind of relationship her parents can have with our son. I told her that I no longer have any trust or respect for her parents, and that I don't know if there's anything they can do to repair that. I told her I don't care if that makes me an a-hole, but what her parents did was unforgivable in my eyes, and they put themselves in this position to lose privileges with our son. She's been trying to convince me to change my mind for the last month, but I'm not budging. To me, this is a hill I'm willing to die on. What I'm hearing is that mother is a huge mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law, her mother, is a huge a-hole, and she's been enabled by her entire family to just do whatever she damn well motherfucking pleases, and it's absolute bullshit. You cannot back, because what if next time it's a haircut? What if next time it's a piercing? What if next time it's some other kind of medical fucking procedure? Oh, he needs his tongue untied, or he needs like, I don't know, like, I'm just saying, if she could get this done, I wouldn't put much past her, and I would rather err on the side of caution than to risk her just doing whatever the goddamn hell she wants with my freaking kid. Absolutely unacceptable. The wife is being a dumbass. Let's see what the comments say. Not the a-hole. These types of baptisms violate church law, and if it was actually done by their priest, you should contact the bishop and file a complaint. Next says, it's the OP. I did not know this. Thank you for this. I will be doing that ASAP. Next says, I was going to say something along these lines as well. There were a number of hoops to jump through when my kids were baptized, one of which included going to a class and signing paperwork. It's possible your mother-in-law is lying that it's not an official baptism. And last says this, you can't just pop in a Catholic church, demand a same-day baptism. Something seems really off here. I'm so glad we have an update, because what the hell is going on here? Well, let's jump right into it. Turns out some of you were right. My wife was in on it. Oh, are you kidding me? I didn't see those comments. Obviously, I only save a couple. I can't read them all. That fucking shiesty bitch. I confronted her a couple days after I posted and directly asked her if she knew that her parents planned this. She broke down and confessed everything to me. Mother-in-law had been pestering her about baptizing our son nonstop, and my wife finally caved. My wife has been working from home during COVID while my job requires me to go into the office. My wife and mother-in-law started doing Zoom meetings with my mother-in-law's priest to start the baptism process. They lied to the priest and told him that I was okay with baptizing our son but didn't want to be involved. The priest allowed it, and they started doing online baptism classes while I was at work. The fucking betrayal. She didn't just lie to you once. She lied to you for weeks, maybe months. Oh, no. I don't know how you come back from this. Holy freaking shit. My heart is racing. Let's take the pulse. My wife admitted that she planned it around our anniversary getaway, and that mother-in-law had somehow convinced the priest that her and father-in-law would be the only ones in attendance. I'm at a 123. My wife told me that I wasn't supposed to find out, but mother-in-law couldn't keep her mouth shut for even one day about it. Their intention was to keep this from me permanently. Y'all with partners, whether y'all have fur babies or human babies, how would you fucking feel if your partner went behind your back, did something that you didn't want done to your son, and lied to you over and over and over about it, and had every fucking intention of lying to you for the rest of your life? Oh, bitch. You ain't. You ain't come back from this one, sweetheart. Oh no. I did contact the church to let them know the truth. I talked with the priest and he was surprisingly helpful. He said he would take the proper steps to make sure mother-in-law is no longer welcome in their church, and to reach out to the local parish to see what further steps need to be taken. I have yet to hear back from them on that. My wife and mother-in-law are mad that I got her kicked out of her church, but I don't care what they think or feel anymore. These people who I love and trust have betrayed me, and I felt a range of emotions I didn't know existed. My wife begged for forgiveness, but the fact that she didn't come clean on her own makes me feel like she would have kept this from me unless I confronted her. She's willing to do therapy or counseling, whatever it takes. I don't know if I want to put in that work. I feel like there's no coming back from this. You dumb fucking bitch. Wow, there is no coming back from this. You chose your fucking mother over your husband and your son. You chose your mother, your psychotic, zealot fucking mother, over your husband and his wishes and his trust. No, bitch, you don't deserve that, man. You don't deserve any fucking man. You deserve to go live with your mommy and y'all could be fucking miserable, weird-ass zealot Catholics together. I contacted a divorce lawyer and started discussing what a divorce would look like, and if there's any way I can add provisions to a divorce agreement that would keep my in-laws from seeing my son unsupervised. He's been very helpful, but I have not given him the go-ahead to actually file for divorce yet. I feel I am still too angry about the entire thing to think rationally and want to give myself time to fully grasp what a divorce will mean for me and my family. My wife and I aren't talking much. I pretty much go to work, come home to play with my son, go to bed, and repeat. I don't know what the future is going to bring, but I do know that without the support and help from people here, I don't think I would have the clarity I do now. Holy shit. That is not what I expected at all. That is fucking wild. That is so heartbreaking. I cannot believe that this dumbass woman did this to her family. She broke apart her family because her mom is a bitch. All she had to do was fucking block her. She spent weeks doing Zoom meetings and indoctrinating their fucking son into the Catholic religion while he was at work making money for the family. Oh, you shiesty set of bitches. I absolutely know you are not the a-hole, but let's see what the comments say. I'm sorry you're going through all this, and I'm particularly sorry the one person you should be able to trust in this mess is on the wrong side. If you don't feel like therapy with her would be productive right now, maybe consider going on your own to see if you can sort through the anger enough to figure out the path ahead. That's a good point. He definitely needs solo therapy. I think this is extremely telling, though. My wife and mother-in-law are mad that I got her kicked out of her church. You did not get mother-in-law kicked out. The priest, aka the person with more incentive to be concerned about your child's spiritual well-being than your feelings and anyone else in the situation, looked at the matter objectively and went, this is not what God wants, and our community doesn't want it either. The fact that this hasn't prompted a similar wow, we really were out of line, weren't we? Realization from your wife is not encouraging, to say the least. That's right. The fucking Catholic zealot wool is still over your fucking wife's eyes because she's not pissed at your mom, at her mother for helping to break up her family. She's pissed at you for getting your zealot fucking weirdo mother kicked out of her Catholic church. Her fucking priorities are all fucking whack. And you know what? Until those priorities are straight, counseling, therapy, whatever would be a huge fucking waste of time. Because she has not hit that realization yet. And until she does, it's not worth it trying to fix anything with this bitch because she won't hear it, she won't see it, she won't believe it. Oh, last comment says, I'm floored by the fact that mother-in-law lied to the priest. As a Catholic myself, the thought would never even cross my mind. Mother-in-law thinks she's so holier than thou, but think it's okay to lie like that. In my opinion, she's not a Catholic, she's a bigot. She's actually a zealot. Oh my goodness, I did not know to expect all that, but holy Toledo. I would like to know what you all thought about that story in the comments. Don't forget we have a playlist of over 475 MIV whole videos up here that you can binge. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!